Welcome to this explainer. Okay, today we are diving into something that is honestly life-changing. We're going to uncover exactly why treating our bodies like this never-ending renovation project is totally sabotaging our health. Seriously, if you are just exhausted by that endless hustle for physical perfection, you are absolutely in the right place. We're going to unpack the actual science behind why this happens. And way more importantly, we'll go over some deeply practical, completely rebellious steps you can take today to reclaim your mental well-being. It's time to start treating your body like the only home you'll ever have.
So let's start by validating a painfully relatable moment, shall we? You open your phone, right? You're scrolling through some fitness inspiration, Fitspo, just looking for a little workout motivation. You start with super great intentions, but man, 20 minutes later, you're standing in front of the bathroom mirror, physically grabbing at your skin, picking apart every little flaw, and just feeling like a total failure. It's so common, and it's absolutely devastating. You went in looking for a spark, and you walked away feeling completely defeated before you even tied your shoes.
Section 1, the toxic Fitspo trap, and the whole illusion of motivation. For years now, diet culture and social media have been feeding us this lie that staring at images of perfect bodies is somehow going to magically shame us into being better. We've literally internalized this idea that feeling terrible about ourselves is the ultimate catalyst for positive change. But honestly, that Fitspo board isn't a vision board for your future. It's a neurological trap. It's actively keeping you stuck in a cycle of self-loathing. And just look at the sheer scale of this illusion. Research shows that anywhere from 30 to 80% of people are heavily editing the photos they post online. Let that sink in for a second. The internet is essentially a beautifully curated fabrication. You are looking at a mirage. When you stare at that perfect aspirational photo, you're just seeing one heavily manipulated image out of what was probably 100 different takes. The real kicker here is that your brain doesn't know it's a mirage. Your brain compares that one fabricated, perfectly lit, edited moment to your entire unfiltered 24/7 lived reality. It is literally like comparing a living, breathing, imperfect meat suit to a digital ghost. It just creates this deeply distorted perception. I mean, one minute you're leaving the house feeling pretty cute, right? And the next you catch a reflection in a shop window and suddenly think you look like a constipated pigeon. That crazy drastic shift, that happens because your brain is desperately and super unfairly trying to match your real human reality to a totally unattainable digital ghost. Moving on to section 2, the neurological cost, and why your brain literally sees all this as a survival threat. This is where it gets really interesting because we get to completely shift the blame away from your so-called lack of discipline and look at the actual biological reality of what's happening inside your body. Constant comparison creates what experts call a nervous system lens, and this lens actively clouds your judgment. See, humans are hardwired to fit into the tribe to survive. So if your nervous system believes that being thin or looking perfectly toned is the only way to be accepted, it constantly monitors your status. When you look at those images and realize, uh-oh, I'm not meeting the mark, your brain doesn't just feel kinda sad. It registers a literal survival threat. Your body instantly goes into the state of bracing and high alert. You might just think this baseline anxiety is what being you feels like, but it's actually your body guarding against the perceived danger of not being good enough. And wow, does this ever illustrate the massive disconnect between what we think we're doing and what our biology is actually experiencing? Your intent? Sure, it's to find motivation to get better. But your neurological reality? Your brain is screaming, danger, you are broken. Every single time you look at that Fitspo board, you aren't building discipline, my friend. You are just cranking up the volume on a negative radio station in your head that plays on a constant loop, telling you that you need to be fixed.
But listen, here is the absolute most empowering, rebellious truth you are gonna hear today. You absolutely do not need to lose weight or change your shape to finally accept your body, period. Body acceptance is not some magical prize waiting for you at the end of a diet. It's a skill. And just like playing the guitar or learning a new language, it is a skill you can start practicing right this very second. It's a radical act of rebellion against a culture that desperately wants you to feel small. Which brings us to section 3. Clean up your feeds and how to redesign your digital environment.
Okay, so knowing the science is great, but we actually need to change our day-to-day reality. Our first major practical focus here is to radically clean up your digital feeds. If the internet is just a fabrication that's constantly triggering your nervous system, well, we need to change what you're looking at. So I want you to walk through these concrete steps with me. Step 1, Please, for the love of everything, stop using the Explore feature on platforms like Instagram or TikTok. That algorithm is literally designed to feed you more of what makes you feel that comparison ick. Step 2. Go on a ruthless unfollowing spree. Seriously, unfollow any Fitbo or Fitness Bro accounts that make you want to hide or shrink. And step 3, actively seek out and follow diverse creators who actually have your body type. We've got to intentionally lower that social comparison threat level. By curating true representation in your feeds, you are giving your nervous system a massive, massive gift. When you consistently see amazing fashion, joyful movement, and just happy lives being lived out on bodies that look exactly like yours, it provides this incredible sense of biological relief. It proves over and over again to your brain the fundamental truth that there is absolutely no wrong way to have a human body. All right, Section 4, the enjoyment zone. It's time to reclaim your movement. This is our next big, actionable step for reclaiming your health, and it's all about fundamentally changing how, and more importantly, why you move your body. Just look at the stark contrast here. If you're exercising strictly to punish yourself for what you ate over the weekend, or because you're desperately trying to mold yourself into a Pinterest board, you're basically using movement as a weapon against yourself, and that is so draining. Instead, we need to shift movement into the enjoyment zone. This means moving simply because it makes your cells feel vital and alive. It's walking your dog while listening to your favorite explainer, or just cranking up the music and dancing in your kitchen while you cook dinner. Look, I am giving you full permission right now to just quit unfun exercise. Seriously, just stop doing it. Human psychology shows us that we naturally take far better care of things we actually like and value. Think about it. You don't toss a pricey designer handbag onto a muddy floor, right? No way, you cherish it. You need to start treating your body with that exact same level of care and reverence, instead of treating it like some piece of junk you're constantly trying to fix or replace. Section 5, the micro signal of safety. Let's silence that body hate. So, what do we do in the heat of the moment, when that body hate is feeling incredibly loud and overwhelming? How do we actually shut down that neurological survival response we talked about earlier? Well, we practice the microsignal of safety, and I actually want you to do this with me right now as you're watching. Ready? Step 1, gently bring your hand up to your cheek or your face. Step 2, now don't just touch your face. Do it with the absolute tenderness and care you would use if you were holding a newborn baby. Step 3, just pause for a second, take a breath, and notice the physical warmth of your own skin right there beneath your hand. That tiny, super simple physical gesture is incredibly powerful. It acts as an immediate biological circuit breaker. It tells your heightened nervous system that you are not under attack. Softly, it just whispers to your brain, you are safe in your human home right now, exactly as you are. It totally shuts down that threat response and brings you right back into the present moment with a little bit of compassion. And honestly, that brings us to the core message of everything we've explored today. We live in a world and we scroll through an internet that literally profits off your insecurity. Entire massive industries are built on you feeling like you just aren't enough. So choosing to clean up your digital feeds, choosing to move for joy instead of punishment, and choosing to physically signal safety to yourself when the world tells you to panic, that isn't just self-care, guys. That is a massive rebellious act. If you're ready to be a rebel and start building a relationship with your body that feels like freedom instead of an endless battlefield, I want to help you take that next step. Check out the description below this explainer. I've linked a body confidence toolkit down there, as well as the first chapter of the book, Your Weight is Not the Problem, so you can keep going on this journey of deep body respect. Oh, and be sure to subscribe so you can join a community that actually values you for exactly who you are. I want to leave you with this final, really provocative thought to carry with you today. Ready? What you weigh is the absolute least impressive thing about you. Seriously, you are so much more than a meat suit trying to match some digital ghost. You are safe in your human home. So what are you going to do today to reclaim it? Thank you so much for learning with me today, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.